Well, I started off playing soccer as a kid, and I switched to track and field when I was in secondary school, and it was through that I started competing with Raheny Shamrocks, my athletics club, and we were just training one day in Morton Stadium in Santry, and the bobsled team that was there training asked me if I wanted to give it a go. So we were training, we were pushing a sled on wheels and on a track like you'd see at Cool Runnings. I did that for a few weeks, and then they took me off to Innsbruck in Austria, where I got my first taste of ice, and I've not looked back since. You know, race season takes me all over the world. I could be going from New York, Whistler in Vancouver, or I could be in Germany and Austria. So there's many different tracks across the globe, and they all have their own kind of characteristics which I need to kind of be able to deal with when I'm there. So it's extremely challenging. It's a lot of fun, and now having the support from the OFI takes a lot of the stress off me. Being a winter athlete in Ireland, there's a lot of obstacles that I need to overcome, and just to be able to participate in my sport means I need to travel, and the costs mount up. So having this support means not only can I participate and actually train in my sport, but I can strive to actually compete at the elite level. And I wouldn't be able to kind of push to Beijing without this level of support. Oh, the speed, and it's a puzzle. It's a puzzle out of 140 kilometers an hour, and when you piece that together, it's so satisfying. You know, every hundredth of a second means so much to you, because there's a lot of hitting walls and getting it wrong in the way. So it's just a combination of solving the puzzles and having fun on the ice. It's the best sport. We would do a lot of sled prep beforehand. So much like a Formula 1 mechanic team would have work done on their car beforehand, I do that to my own sled, and we prepare our runners, and we make sure everything's ready for race day. And you know, I can spend up to 5 hours preparing my sled for 60 seconds of action, and then go back, and we normally race double races, so I would do that again and go home, prepare my sled again for the next day. But you kind of bond with your sled when you spend that much time on it. You kind of bond with it, and when you're standing at the start line knowing that you're ready and you've done everything that you can do, there's no better feeling. I've trained very much like a sprinter. The top of the track is basically a push, where we push our sled. Our sled weighs around 30 kilos, and we will push that with one hand. So we've got to try to generate as much power and speed in a relatively small amount of distance. So we would do a lot of speed work, strength, power. So we would do a lot of weightlifting, and we would train with like track and field guys to do that. And being out in the institute as well, in the Sport Ireland Institute, it's massive, because I get to sit down and you know, talk shop with multiple different athletes from multiple different sports, and it really helps me with my preparation when I can learn from them also. So it's been huge being able to train out there, because it's just made such a difference to my preparation. Most of the work in my sport is actually off the sled. So we would first start off with a POV, or point of view video, where some slider would go down with a camera on their back, and we would watch what way the track goes. So kind of like in Cool Runnings, where you sit in the bath and they're leaning left and right. That idea is pretty much what we do. I don't sit in the bath doing it, but we'll do mind runs. So I'll watch the track video, and then, you know, close my eyes and imagine myself going down that track. And I could do that 40, 50, 60 times a day. And then we would have track notes as well, which we'd study, and then the track notes kind of evolve into your kind of own experiences. So it's a mental game for sure, and there's a lot of off ice work. I mean, even before training, we would do a 2-hour track walk, where we would go down, inspect the ice, see if there's any bumps that we need to avoid or anything like that. So there's a lot of work before we get on the sled. Getting on the sled is the easiest part. Yeah, for sure. To be as competitive I can be in the Olympic Games, I don't know the track yet. The track hasn't been opened. So all I know is to stand at the top of that track, make the final, and just give it my everything.